Now that you know how to create a table, as we learned in the previous training video, this is the table that I created, I want to show you how you can modify it. For example, as you recall, when we want to advance from one cell to the next, one of the ways is to hit the tab key. But what if I want to tab within the cell and not advance to the next cell? As you recall in an earlier training video, let me go ahead and click outside of the table so it can take me to the Home tab. Let me go to the paragraph group and click on Show Hide Codes so I can show my codes. When I hit the tab key, the symbol for the tab is the arrow, and it bumps it over about a ½ inch. But when I click within the cell, by the way, you see those circles within the cells? That's the code for that being a cell, which isn't obvious by the 4 borders there. In any case, there's the code. Hold down the Control key and then hit the Tab key, and it will tab within the cell. And you can see the symbol for that, the arrow, and then there's the arrow as well. I'm going to go ahead and hit undo a couple of times to get rid of those tabs, and then turn off the codes so it doesn't annoy me while I work on other things within the table. Next, if I want to go ahead and, let's say, switch some columns around, like let's move February over in front of January, it's really simple. Just go ahead and hover over the top border of that column, well, until your I-beam changes to a black arrow pointing down. Then go ahead and click so you can select the entire column, and then you want to cut it. Go ahead and do the shortcut keys Control X, cuts it, and then go ahead and click within the cell of the column that you want to paste it in front of, and then you can go ahead and use the shortcut keys Control V as in Victor to paste it, okay? Or, let me hit the undo button. The other way you can do it, of course, is to go ahead and right click, and then you get the pasting options. You can paste it as a new column, same thing, or you can paste it as a nested table, or you can insert as new rows, or keep text only. In any case, I'm going to go ahead and click off in a blank area, and just go ahead and do Control V as in Victor to do a normal paste there. So you can go ahead and switch your columns about. Now looking at the width of each cell, we got a lot of dead white space that I don't have to have. I can go ahead and collapse it. That way if I shrink the table enough, it doesn't have to stretch all the way from the left margin to the right margin. So to go ahead and collapse it, I can do it one of two ways. I can either hover over the line in between the two columns till you can see arrows pointing in opposite directions and click and drag in, or of course click and drag out, but we want to, drag in. Or when you're hovering over it, just double click really fast. When you do that, it does what's called an auto fit. It'll go ahead and fit that column to the longest text within that column, which both of these have the same length. It did a best fit to both. Another way you can do it is just right click within the cell and then go down to auto fit and go ahead and select auto fit to contents. When you do that, it does the entire table. So you don't have to go ahead and double click on each line between each column to do a best fit. Just do that once and it does the entire table. Now that we have our table shrunken down, as it were, if I want to go ahead and move it, notice that, let me click outside the table, that when I click within the table and I'm hovering over it with my mouse, that you get this little tag in the upper left hand corner that when I click outside of it, give it a second, when you're not hovering over it, disappears. When I hover back over it, even though my cursor's outside of it, it brings up that tag. That tag is how you can move the table about. Go ahead and click on it and drag that tag. Anybody who grabs you by the ear, you're going to move with them, right? So you can say that that's the ear of the table here. You can click and drag and move about. Thanks for watching. Hey, as a quick reminder, if you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. You can also click on me and subscribe to my channel to get notified of the latest videos. And for great specials on my products, please see the description below this video.